Do you like being weak? Do you enjoy the feeling of getting kicked in your nuts repeatedly? Are you a weeaboo with a collection of katana greater than the last person you dated? If yes, you'd enjoy Kenshi. Today I'm not here to tell you how good Kenshi is. It's already been beaten to death how good the game is. We have all seen Seth's video on it. Probably, maybe. Kenshi is set in a post-apocalyptic society. Yeah, the big bad happened twice. And the people in the world of Kenshi were sent into a technological dark age, where people started using katanas and sword to fight again. And a group of religious fanatics have claimed most of the land for themselves, disallowing any technological advancements. So very much like India. Today I'm here to tell you a story set in the unforgiving lands of Kenshi. The rise of a legend. Spike, a man shorter than any other man, with skin browner than any Greenlander, and arms more muscular than any other professional masturbator. This is my 10th attempt at playing this game, and the character not dying instantly by getting eaten alive by fag-ass beak things. I still have no idea what I'm doing or what story I'm supposed to make, but I guess I'll let fate decide the story of Spike, the only man let in Kenshi. The story starts as Spike, the lone vagabond, enters the destroyed city of Hub. Hub of what? I don't know, I haven't played Kenshi enough. I haven't done my research on the lore yet. But I digress. Spike walks into the only building standing in the hub, the bar. He goes into the bar and starts a bar fight with the local prick. The entire town hates the prick, so he gets beaten to death by a pack of weeaboos running katanas, and with a slight help from Spike, the poor soul meets his demise. Then, like the absolute chad of a man Spike is, he strips the helpless corpse of the prick of all their belongings and sold them to the bartender of the bar where he started the fight with the poor soul. He's an absolute cutthroat person who will stop at nothing for money. Just like every other man and woman, he has his own aspirations. He wants to become like his master before the apocalypse. He wants to become like Pablo Escobar. But every honest business has a humble beginning. So before I can move Class A drugs across the country, I'll start my own trade cartel by selling ores, and I will monopolize the trade of selling copper at competitive prices. But where will I get copper? Fear not, for where there is will, there is a way. And where there's weed, there's soft, sticky hashish. Okay, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. I've barely even scratched the surface of the game. So I scouted around and found a copper deposit nearby, and started mining it, stripping it dry of any smegma of copper, and selling it to the nearest bartender. He doesn't seem to care too much about what he's buying, at least for a bartender. What will he do with all that copper? Will he make an anime figurine to jerk off to? We don't need to know. Anyways, now that I have money in my pocket and food in my inventory, this is where the fun part begins. I hire my first companion, a random schmuck who sits in the bar drinking all day. You may ask, what can a random alcoholic do to help me? Well, no drug cartel runs without a drug mule, and he will be the designated ore mule for my copper cartel. You see, copper mining in Kenshi is a prosperous business, as it is a valuable metal here, for it is used in researching tech and unlocking high-level buildings. With copper mining bringing in fat stacks of cash, I needed to focus on expansion. Aggressive expansion. So I hired another companion. A woman at that. She will help Logan and Spike run their trade cartel by cooking food. You see, no business runs without food in the belly, and mining is hard work, both for the body and the lungs. Now that we have a cook, we needed more people to eat the food. And who better than the brawny sheks to eat through our entire rations of food while doing half the work as humans? So we went to the shek town of Squin to hire random sheks for a reasonable amount of money. And I hired 4 of the sheks and then slave drove them into carrying all the burden of our party and bodyguarding us at the same time. This is the burden of being chads with literal horns growing out of your head. Now with a party of 7, I will conquer the world, I thought. We will have a roof over our head and continue our mining operations. Things didn't go as planned. The party on the way back to the hub got attacked by a group of starving bandits who were twice the size of our party. And as it turns out, the sheiks I hired are absolutely fucking useless and can't do shit. Their stats are absolutely shit, and they are as much of a walking punching bag as the head of the mining operations, Spike. So all of us were instantly killed off. And as it turns out, you just don't die in Kenshi, no. You get attacked, and you get injured, and you keep bleeding, and if you don't patch up quick, you will die. But as it turns out, getting half beaten to death often leaves you in the state of unconsciousness, and you really can't do anything other than watch your party die slowly, painfully, while losing blood. And even if you survive, you will be stuck in a recovery coma for an eternity. That is, if the main character did not have the power of precognition. Yeah, you just load the last quick save or save file and you're good to go. The party that just died was an alternate universe version of the story that only Spike saw. Yes, this game has saves coming built into its mechanics, so don't feel bad doing it. I certainly didn't. So anyhow, we reached our destination, a small patch of land west of the rebel base. Here, I proclaimed, shall be the base of operations for our trade cartel. And with whatever building material we had bought from Squin, we built a small shack and a research station. And well, the proclamation was a bit too loud and every bandit group in a small mile radius heard us. We were immediately attacked by a group of starving bandits. Everyone nearly died, but we were saved somehow by a method known as loading the last save. And unfortunately, the last save already had the outpost built, so there's no going back, I guess. I kind of made a mistake. After a few days worth of bandit raids, we were back to mining copper. But with the number of people in our party, we could sell industrial amounts of copper ore to the nearest bartender. So we were earning fat stacks of cash. But our base of operations was consistently under siege by the dust bandits, starving bandits, and by the Holy Nation paladins, who are a group of misogynistic race purists who hates anyone else other than Greenlander men. Making an outpost this early in the game was a mistake. I have no idea what I'm doing and I have no long-term plans. Now it's time for not so frequently asked questions. Will I make another video on Kenshi? Maybe. Will I make more content? Absolutely. Will I play more of Kenshi? I don't know. More content to come soon.